Welcome to Simply Debbie Sue's Southern Whispers. The story this week I think will make you laugh a little bit, but hopefully it'll touch your heart as well. So let's get right into the introduction. In the hills where porch swings creak and coffee brews slow, stories don't just happen. They wander in, uninvited and unforgettable. This one showed up, hooped, hungry, and full of sass. Around here, we don't mind a little mischief, especially when it comes wrapped in fur and teaches us something about love, patience, and porch sitting companionship. So pull up a rocker, pour yourself a glass of sweet tea, and settle in for the tale of Grandpa Clyde and the goat who turned his quiet fall into a season of laughter and unexpected friendship. This story is called Grandpa and the Goat Named Trouble. It was the kind of crisp October morning where the air smelled like apple butter and wood smoke, and the leaves crunched underfoot like nature's potato chips. Grandpa Clyde was out back, raking the yard in his usual slow-motion style, one leaf at a time, with plenty of coffee breaks and commentary on the squirrel's work ethic. That's when he saw her, a goat, standing in the middle of his pumpkin patch like she'd been elected mayor, white as a snowdrift, eyes full of mischief, and chewing on the scarecrow's flannel sleeves like it was beef jerky. "Well, I'll be," Grandpa muttered, adjusting his cap. "You got a name, or do I just call you Menace?" The goat bleated once, then trotted over and headbutted his rake. From that moment on, she was dubbed Trouble, and she earned it daily. She nibbled the front porch mums. She knocked over the cider jug. She chased the mailman clean down the gravel drive, leaving him hollering something about early retirement. Grandpa swore she was part possum, part outlaw, and maybe a little bit psychic. She always knew when he was about to sit down. Trouble had no known owner, no caller, and no intention of leaving. Grandpa tried everything short of a restraining order. He built a fence, she jumped it. He sprayed vinegar on the garden, she loved it. He even tried bribing her with molasses cookies, which only made her stickier and sassier. But something funny happened over the weeks. Grandpa started talking to her like she was kin. He'd sit on the porch swing, sipping sweet tea, and Trouble would curl up beside him like a dog, except she snored louder and smelled like barnyard. "She's ornery," he told Grandma one evening, "but she listens better than half the family." Trouble followed him to the shed, to the garden, even to church once, though she got banned after eating Sister Jolene's Bible cover and headbutting the communion table. Pastor said forgiveness was divine, but goats were not. Still, Grandpa insisted she had a good heart. "She's just misunderstood," he said, scratching her ears, "like me back in high school." Come Thanksgiving, Grandpa insisted Trouble get her own plate. "She's earned it," he said, scooping mashed potatoes into a pie tin. "Besides, she's the only one who didn't complain about my stuffing." That afternoon, Trouble sat beside Grandpa on the porch, watching the leaves fall like confetti. Kids from the neighborhood came by to pet her, and even the mailman dropped off a carrot with the peace offering note. That fall, folks in town stopped calling her a nuisance and started calling her Grandpa's shadow. And Grandpa, well, he hadn't laughed that much since the Great Squirrel incident of '98. Turns out, friendship doesn't always come wrapped in manners. Sometimes it shows up hooped, hungry, and full of sass. But if you've got a porch swing and a little patience, even the ornery ones can find a place in your heart. So the reflection of this story is, Trouble didn't come with a pedigree or a plan. She came with chaos, charm, and a knack for finding the soft spots in Grandpa's heart. Isn't that just like life? The blessings we never ask for often become the ones we cherish the most. Whether it's a goat in the garden or a neighbor who talks too loud, sometimes the greatest gifts are the ones that rattle our routines and remind us to laugh, listen, and love a little deeper. So here's to the troublemakers, the ones who headbutt our comfort zones and teach us that grace can wear hooves and joy can come from the most unexpected guests. I hope you liked that story this week. I had fun writing that story. So come back next week for another story. Thanks for listening.